So I think there's two really clear, straightforward solutions. For Social Security, I believe we need to lift the Social Security tax cap, right? Which is right now, I think, it's about $110,000. If you any income over that, you don't pay Social Security taxes on. So I think lifting the tax cap would make sure that Social Security is funded well into the future. It was done in the past with Medicare, but unfortunately now the problem that we have with Medicare is skyrocketing healthcare prices are what is really threatening the solvency of Medicare. So the solution there would be a universal Medicare for all system that would eliminate the private insurance companies, which is who is really gouging the government and consumers and making healthcare costs unaffordable. Lots of studies have been done to show that a single-payer Medicare for all system is more cost-effective. There's much less administrative waste. A few years ago, under the Patterson administration, 2009, there was also a statewide study done that showed that a Medicare for all single-payer system would be much more cost-effective for New York. So Medicare for all would ensure that we can afford Medicare well into the future, and that healthcare is accessible to everyone as a human right, and lifting the tax cap on Social Security. Well, I wouldn't support repealing the Affordable Care Act, and I think I have friends and family that see parts of the Affordable Care Act as benefiting them, but in the long run, because of it doesn't address increasing healthcare costs. So I think in the long run we need legislation for a single-payer system that phases out the influence of pharmaceutical companies and insurance companies on our healthcare system, and establishes a healthcare system that treats healthcare as a human right and that is available to everyone. Yeah, I think it would be, at this point, I think healthcare is really unfortunately being treated as a game right now by both parties. It's like the squabbling point, and the post of what's acceptable, it keeps getting moved to the right. The current Affordable Care Act was originally designed by someone in the insurance company. I believe it was with Wellstone Insurance, and it was originally a Republican plan that was adopted by Obama, and it was originally implemented. We call it Romney Care in Massachusetts, and medical bankruptcies actually went up in Massachusetts after the implementation of this kind of health care plan. So in the long run, it's not really going to address accessibility of healthcare and the costs of healthcare. So I think that it's just really being politicized right now, and it's not addressing the real problems with healthcare. Well, I support same-sex marriage, and I support access to abortion, and I think that well, I support both. I think on those issues I have similar positions to Dan Maffei, but I think that these are picked as politicized issues to really distract us from economic issues. And I think we have to look at the real reasons why women are pushed to have abortions or compelled to have abortions. I have a good friend that we were driving together, and we were having this discussion about abortion, and he was citing a statistic that he had read that actually during Republican administration the number of abortions goes up. And I wish I knew where he got that statistic, but I think it has to do with the other kinds of resources that are available to women, whether it's birth control, or whether it's education and programs that empower young women so that they don't get in situations where they would be pregnant and need to have an abortion. And in terms of gay marriage, I know lots of gay people have told me that getting married isn't the only issue that affects the gay community. So I think they're important issues because gay marriage is a civil rights issue. But ultimately, I think it's another issue that's been politicized, unfortunately, and that's distracted us from looking at, the big problems that are affecting everyone, which I think are the economy and the environment. My fondest memory of campaign so far was a hybrid vacation campaign trip I took with my boyfriend a few weeks ago. We went on a bike trip along the Seaway Trail that along the parts of Lake Ontario that are in the district. And we started in Lyons and rode up Route 14 and ended in Oswego and then Selkirk Shores and then down to Syracuse. And the district is really beautiful. So it was just a nice reminder of what a great region we live in. But so I talked a lot to folks that consider themselves conservative. And I'd heard this before, but it was really great to have these interactions with folks that many people that would on the surface seem like people that might have different political views or positions than I do actually do care about a lot of the same things. I've spoke with a number of farmers who told me that they were really concerned about the climate because they were seeing the kind of effects it was having on their crops this year. One rancher was describing to me how drought across the country is impacting the costs of meat this year. It's been really heartening to see that a lot of folks are really seeing the environment and how it connects to our economy as things that are really important in addressing through policy. Unemployment's high and persistent. Global temperatures are rising, and we're seeing it locally with climate instability. And so many of us are choked with debt, whether it's housing or student debt, or whether we're facing medical bankruptcies. The things we're facing right now are really scary, and we need someone in Congress that's going to fight for real solutions. And so I'm running on a platform called the Green New Deal that wants to put people back to work, addressing the climate crisis and developing renewable energy systems. Too many people are out of work that want to work. Americans have a strong work ethic, and it's time we use that work ethic to really to meet our 21st century challenges. And so I want people to send me to Congress because I'll be an independent voice. I don't take any Wall Street money. I'm a clean elections candidate, and I promise that I would represent the people's interests and not special interests.